driving so quickly because she knows the metric system, not the American system. 90 kilometers per hour does not equal 90 miles per hour. Oh my god. When I go to the US, it still baffles me that 80 is so fast for you guys. Okay? How much is 80 miles per hour in kilometers? Help me, officer, please. You have to come with me. It's like 120, right? The police went on and I headed back to the hill. All we found was Jumpy, sprawled on the ground with a face covered in big, swelling lumps. He couldn't run away after you threw the kitty to me, I asked him. 130? Sounds about right. He stuck his tongue out through the hole in his mouth where the tooth had fallen out. Yeah, I guess I coulda. Then why didn't you? I didn't want to. I wanted to beat him up real good. Because of what they were doing to the kitty? Yeah, that too, but I think they were the ones behind the murders in our first semester, remember? Oh, you mean the bunnies? Yeah, the bunnies. He plucked some grass from the ground and tossed it into the wind. They asked me what elementary school I was from, so I told them. Then they said they'd do the same thing to you that they did to the rabbit. I couldn't forgive him for that. So, Hey, there's still some stuff I don't get. Of course, they probably don't know any more than I do. Like Ace. Well, I guess I should say Gentaro Hongo. Why did he create the non-nerd project? Anybody? Any ideas? Why didn't you ask him yourself? Oh, yeah, I guess I could. He's still in the trunk, I assume? Yeah, he is. Still tied up, I'm assuming. With his mouth taped shut. Well, might as well have a little chat with the old man. His eyes just look empty. No emotion. He looks like he's just given up. I wonder if he even cares about what happens to him anymore. Hey, were you listening to us? Yeah, go ahead and try to pretend you weren't, you old bastard. Let's get the tape off your mouth. Come on, I know you were. Answer me. You could at least look at me when you talk, man. I only wanted to see the faces. Human faces. I thought if I could gain the ability to access the morphic field set, then perhaps I could see faces. By peering into people's minds, you could understand how they were processing the expressions of others. That's it? Yes, if you want to put it simply. But if you were looking for a more philosophical answer, I can supply that as well. You see, the human collective consciousness. I think that's enough out of you, pal. Time for the tape to go back on. Alright, so what's your second question? You said there was some things you didn't get, didn't you? Well, somebody's a little nosy. Well, my next question doesn't really have anything to do with you too. This is for you, 7. It's about the whole Alice thing. What's the deal with that? Well, see, 9 years ago after I escaped from the Gigantic, I kept going after Hongo on my own, hoping I'd catch him when he finally slipped up. During the course of my investigation, I learned a lot more about the Gigantic. I also found about Bourdain and Alice. You're not really answering my question. Was there actually a girl who wouldn't melt to room temperature? Sounds like Hongo has something to say. Alright, fine, I'll let you talk, but you gotta behave. What? Alice doesn't exist. 9 years ago, I found Alice's coffin behind the library in the bottom deck. There was nothing in it, but the root of a peculiar plant. A mandragora. Oh, I called it before it said. It's obviously, the shape is very common for a mandragora depicted in literature, so. My research determined that it was a member of the genus Mandragora, of the family Solanaceae. I was able to extract a particular alkaloid from it. I used that to extract to create Soparil. Its creation was a tremendous boon to my firm, and we grew rapidly. Shit, this is gonna go on forever. Tape's going back on, Hongo. The rest of my questions can wait a bit. For now, I think I'll just enjoy the ride. Here, this is for you. What is this? This is for you, doll. His name is Junpei. Junpei pulled something out of his pocket and shoved out his arm toward me. Oh, and his hand was a doll made of yarn, small enough to fit in his palm. It's a free. This is so cute. Yeah, that means it's free, right? Are you sure it's not a voodoo doll? What? That's not. Oh man. Oh man. Well, it sure looks like a voodoo doll. I mean, you do know what a voodoo doll is used for, right? Yeah. I guess calling it Junpei isn't a very good idea then. Why are you giving this to me anyway? It just seems really sudden. Oh, well, you know how after June we aren't gonna get to see each other too much? I mean, we're gonna be in different schools and I just thought you know, okay, well, how about we call it June then? Okay. So I wanted to give this, you sound like some sort of tribal chief in a bad movie. Yes, I head of tribe. This the traditional charm of tribe. So I give it me. So we always together. Oh, Jumpy. Is something bad? Then hold and pray. I go wherever you are. So here, take. I reach my hand and picked up the doll gently. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jumpy. Before I knew it, I was crying. Tears streamed down my face and I fell into June's tiny yarn body. Oh, Jumpy, I'll never forget you. I promise. Jumpy looked straight into my eyes and just said 5 words. I'll never forget you either. The sky was beautiful crimson red as it melted down toward the horizon. The last golden rays of sunlight stretched out across the city and painted themselves across the hills. We sat bathed in warm light of evening, just the 2 of us, leaning gently against one another, shoulder to shoulder, forgetting that we were gonna get extremely burned and our parents were gonna shout at us. The sun set, and we still didn't leave. We watched in silence as the darkness deepened one by one. The lights of the town began to flicker on. Oh, hi, Sir Matt. You just got to the end of the stream. There's still one thing I don't get. To be honest, it's the biggest mystery as far as I'm concerned, and also the only one that's really important. It has to do with June and Akane. Makes me think I'll have to Uber myself to school. Wow. 9 years ago, she died in the incinerator and the gigantic, but she's still alive now as June. But how? How was it? Was it because I tapped into the morphic field set and saved her 9 years ago? Alright, let's say that makes some kind of insane sense. If I did that, then how do I make sense of what 7 remembers? Snake makes sense, he's blind. He couldn't have seen her body anyway. But 7? He said he was sure he saw it. Does that mean there's some kind of historical discrepancy? Or wait, maybe that's not it at all. There's one other logical explanation. What was that? Was what you told me the truth, 7? You look satisfied. No way. You couldn't. Hey, look over there. There's somebody next to the road. Huh? What? Well, you see, mumble, Schrodinger's cat, something, mumble. What? The fuck? The burning gaze of Nevada's sun pounded on her head. The desert around her rippled with heat. Standing there on the shimmering plain was a woman, her arm out and her thumb up. It would not be long before Junpei realized who she was. That looks extremely like Lotus. End. How is that end? That looks like Lotus.
Does that look familiar? Doesn't she look familiar?
Oh, she's Alice.
But why would Alice know how to hitchhike?
I don't know. Akane was narrating everything, okay? We know that now. That we know. By your sequel.
Actually, the sequel does tie up some good loose ends on that, though.
There's a couple of loose ends, yeah. Anyway, guys. Anyway, before this freaking starts again, I'm gonna just leave it there. Sequel 2, Electric Boogaloo, Lotus vs. Alice. That really looks like Alice. I don't know if that's Alice. We don't know. And for people that don't play it's virtual/reward, right?
VLR, that is correct.
VLR. Yeah, and for people that haven't played VLR before next Halloween, I'm gonna be streaming it live. Also, it may
On
not
PC?
be. I don't know. Depends which version I get. If I get the there's a 3DS version, right? Because there's the 3DS version of all games.
Yeah,
like DS. Yeah.
So, there's a 3DS version of ZTD?
Yeah. I bought this. I didn't buy the 3DS version. I bought the Vita version, but that's because as soon as I was able to buy the collector's edition version, it was only available for the Vita. So, accounting was in a way both alive and dead. That also explains the discrepancy. Yeah, that game was to make sure that Junpei saved her 9 years ago. There's the answer. Next Halloween, that's a year though. 11 months to go, guys. 11 months. She dies when you fail, though. The bad ends. Yep, and that's why in the other ending, in the safe ending, he said there was a. What was it? It was that there could be another way to end, or something like that. I don't remember, something around that.
What? Sorry.
No, this is not the ending, and then it tells you there's another way. You know, like Akane is no, this is not the ending. No, you can do it again.
Canon. This is the canon ending.
Yeah.
Technically, all the good endings are canon endings because technically you jump through to find the right ending to continue on.
Yeah, as far as I understand, you have to get all the endings, or at the very least 2 endings, to get the real true ending.
For VLR?
No, for 999. I think you have to get 2 endings to get the true ending, or it's just
you need all endings but the safe end or the coffin.
Yeah, the coffin's the one that you don't need to get. Anyway, guys, this is gonna be it. That's the minimum. You need the safe to get to the true. Yep. I'm reminded a little bit of How to Fool Boyfriend. I mean, it's a visual novel. There has to be comparisons. So that's gonna be it for our Halloween stream.
Oh god, it's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 2 a.m. and I still have to do some work. But I'm just gonna take my laptop to university first, so I'll just do that instead. Anyway, so yeah, this is Halloween time ended. Thank you for joining me, and if you want to see all the other parts, because I've been streaming this since the beginning of October, they're on my channel, which I'm gonna do a thing right here, because this is the reason why I have this thing opened here. There we go. We finished this. And yeah, next Halloween I'll be streaming the 2nd game, and the one after we'll be streaming the 3rd game, hopefully, if I'm still doing this. If I'm not, be sure to check out in spring that there will be a 2-pack game that actually has a remastered version of this game and virtual/reward on the PS4, on the PS Vita, and 999. So yeah.
Have fun.
Yep. Thank you guys for watching. By the way, on Thursday, there will be a short stream because we have the Pokemon Sun and Moon demo thing that happens. So yeah. Yeah. Anyway, and after that, I might stream some more other games. Not a full game. Probably like Monster Hunter and Harvest Moon, which don't really have to, like, you know, whatever. Anyway,